Blackmagic has changed the game with live streaming. It's now more accessible than ever, but they have a ton of new devices and models, and it can be hard to decide which one makes the most sense for a given event or project. So which one is right for you? Hey filmmakers and live streamers, Zephan Moses Blacksburg here again with another live streaming video. This time we're going to compare the Blackmagic ATEM Mini models so you can make the purchase that's best for you. If you want to keep learning about live streaming, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe buttons below. They're right down there. Okay, moving on. Blackmagic now has 5 different models in their ATEM Mini lineup. There's the OG ATEM Mini, the older brother the ATEM Mini Pro, the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, the newer ATEM Mini Xtreme, and of course, if that wasn't all a mouthful, the ATEM Mini Xtreme ISO. Let's break it down and discuss the differences between each. The ATEM Mini is the original, and it comes in at just $295. It's the most affordable 4-camera HDMI switcher in the Blackmagic lineup with a USB webcam output, audio mixer with EQ and dynamics, as well as 2 DVEs, also known as digital video effects, transitions, green screen chroma key, and room for 20 stills for graphics. At less than $300, this is a great setup for those that want to capture video but don't necessarily need to encode video. If you're just sending video feed to Zoom, Skype, Facebook Live, or YouTube Live, you can simply go live with this device as your computer will just see it as though it were a webcam plugged in. For an additional $200, the ATEM Mini Pro comes in at $495. And the big difference here was that they added the ability to record video directly to an external hard drive, like my personal favorite, the Samsung T5 solid-state drive, which I'll link to below. The ATEM Mini Pro also gains a hardware-based encoder that will take all of the work away from the computer, so that the encoding is done in the ATEM. This means that you can use a less powerful computer and have the ability to send an RTMP feed to any live streaming platform of choice. It has built-in capabilities for YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and more, but you can edit the XML files to add in your own custom streaming destination, assuming that it takes an RTMP feed. This ATEM also now has the multi-view capability, where you can see all 4 of your camera feeds on a monitor using HDMI output, a welcome and much-needed addition that I might add. Then along came the ISO model at $795. This model does everything that the ATEM Mini Pro does, but with a twist. You can now record isolated feeds or all 4 video feeds coming into the ATEM directly to your solid-state hard drive as a clean feed. It will also record a 5th video of the live program feed. This is your switched feed. I love the ISO model for this very reason. You can live switch a recording and then adjust it later since you have the individual camera feeds. This can save you hours in post-production. If you want my opinion, I'd say that if the budget is there, out of these 3 options, the ATEM Mini Pro ISO is going to be your best option. When it comes to multi-camera recordings, the ability to see a multi-viewer and to record every single input while simultaneously streaming to an RTMP destination, this is the do-it-all model. But let's not forget that Blackmagic came out with 2 newer models in the last year, the ATEM Mini Xtreme and the ATEM Mini Xtreme ISO. The ATEM Mini Xtreme has quickly become my favorite switcher, and in fact, I sold my ATEM Mini Pros so I could get the Xtreme models. The Xtreme adds to the previous versions by having a total of 8 HDMI inputs, an improved multi-viewer, 4 chroma keyers, super source, 4 DVEs, and 2 HDMI outputs. It also includes 2 USB ports, and this thing lives up to the Xtreme name. The big bonus here is having 8 inputs and 2 outputs. So you can now incorporate more camera feeds from additional devices like laptops for PowerPoints or graphics. You gain the super source, so you can build out a layered screen with a background or foreground image and up to 4 video feeds simultaneously on screen, and you can custom crop and position each shot so you can build a really great layout. The 2 USB ports also allow you to record directly to a hard drive while simultaneously using the other USB for connecting to a computer to access the ATEM from the software control or to use it as a capture device. This barely hits on all of the features that this monster has because there are so many huge benefits to using this device. Finally, we have the ATEM Mini Xtreme ISO. This is the specific model that I have. The ISO adds to everything the Xtreme has, but it can also record ISOs of each video feed. That's all 8 video inputs as clean feeds, and then the 9th video recording being the program or live switched output. This model also provides you with a DaVinci Resolve file that you can open to re-edit your project in the event that you want to fix a few mistakes later down the road. So where do I stand? Well, as I mentioned, I have the Xtreme ISO model, and for good reason. I've gained more inputs, so I'm no longer limited to just 4 cameras or 3 cameras plus a PowerPoint computer. I've also gained SuperSource, which is a huge boost to some of my productions when I want more than one camera on screen at a time and greater control of the positioning of each camera beyond what the picture-in-picture feature allows for. Combine that with the second HDMI output where I can have my multi-view on output 1 and program feed on output 2, and you've built the coolest little engine that could and does. The ATEM Mini Xtreme ISO delivers every single time, and as of filming this video, I've used it 15 times in the last 30 days on professional events and projects. So which one is best for you? I'd make the decision first based on budget. If you can afford the Xtreme ISO, you won't regret it. But if you're simply looking to stream 1 or 2 cameras into Zoom or Facebook, the ATEM Mini will save you $1,000 off the price tag of a $1,295 ATEM Mini Xtreme ISO. You also want to ask yourself how valuable it will be to have SuperSource, 2 HDMI outputs and 2 USB outputs. Personally, I find that now that I have them, I don't think I could ever go back. But other live streamers may not use them at all. It's totally up to you. We'll create more videos soon that show off the SuperSource and some of the other features that we've talked about here. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on this video so we can show you more just like this. See you next time.